This problem came to my attention in an experience that I had spending 3 weeks living in one of these communities in the north of Chile. And Casa Panal is the end product of that. Let's talk about how this comes to be in Chile. Families living in improvised housing get money from the government, which is administered by NGOs. The NGOs organize these families into coherent groups that decide that they're going to go live together in a new development. Once they've done that, they hire designers. The designers negotiate with all of the families in order to come up with this one solution. And then a winning construction firm gets the right to build a new development. And finally, these people move in. Casa Panal will replace the designers in this equation with an integrated solution that's going to give them choice. And we'll see how we do that. In partnership with Rafael Vignoli Architects, which is a global engineering and design firm that has won practically every award for every building type from civic centers to low-income housing, we've developed an innovative construction system that's going to transform the social housing sector. We're going to lower costs, and we're going to improve the lives of families and their communities by giving them houses that, in spite of being low cost and high performance, still respond to their specific needs, houses that they can be proud to live in. And we do that by taking a very, very modular approach based on an 18 square meter hexagonal module, which grows in 6 directions, obviously, but which allows you to reconfigure the space in order to create a central courtyard, or to move bedrooms closer or further away from each other, or to bring everything nested together, get rid of interior spaces, and generate contiguous spaces that are bigger than you would normally have. That means that one family that might choose to live in a house like this can do that because that's what they want. And another family can live in a house like that. And these two houses cost exactly the same. So we create economies of scale while still giving people choice. This is a simulation of how this thing is put together. It's a kit. It's very simple. It has standard parts. And the parts, as they go together, they generate the geometry and the strength of this very natural shape. The hexagon, as you know, occurs naturally in nature and is super strong. It's got an embedded structural system and panels made out of structural insulated material that fit into the system. And even the families that are going to live in these houses can actually participate in building them, which gives them a greater sense of ownership in the house. So the material, this structural insulated paneling material, is also exceptionally strong and adds to the strength of the hexagon. And it makes it possible for families to have a house that's earthquake resistant and wind resistant and resistant to rot and the elements, etc. They can build it, by the way, 4 people can build 4 of these modules in 5 days. This is what the material looks like. It's basically foam core sandwiched between 2 pieces of recycled wood. And it's extremely energy efficient. It's basically a cooler. This is what the house looks like with some paint and some landscaping around it. And on the inside, this is a view from the living room into the kitchen. And this couple's kids might live in a room that looks like this. Our business model, super simple. A license fee, like an architect. A license fee that's based on an average construction cost per house of $16,800, which is about a 5% advantage over the average in the market today. And we charge 6%, also in line with what everybody else is doing. And that's about $1,000 per 4-module house. That gets us to year 3 revenue of 1.3 million, and in year 5, we start getting into 8 million and more. The projections look like this. In the first, we reach cash flow, operational break-even in the beginning of year 3, and as we penetrate deeper into the Chilean market and start to grow into Argentina, Colombia, Brazil, etc., our pace of growth accelerates. But those numbers are only based on the social housing market. And this product is applicable to many things. 1 module is actually an excellent emergency shelter, a very high performance one. And when you start to add 2 and 4 and 6 and 10 and 20, your imagination can run wild and you can build schools, offices, clinics, community centers, etc. What have we done? Well, we have all the plans. You could build one of these things out front here if you wanted today. So we're ready to start commercializing this. We've established long-term collaborations with Un Techo para Chile, which is the government-backed NGO in Chile, and Casa Básica, which is backed by industry. And we have partnerships with Rafael Viñoly Architects and Constructora Becon, which is one of the largest social housing builders in Chile, and also happens to be the leading manufacturer of this material, structural insulated paneling, which is the core of our system. With them, we've studied both the cost structure and the feasibility of construction, and that's what all these numbers are based on. Diego and I just got back from Chile about 2 weeks ago, where we started marketing to the NGOs and to the industry, both in mining, hydroelectric, agriculture, as well as the CSR departments of major industrial concerns. We've also met the consumer, and they've seen these things, and they're quite anxious to leave. So that gives us confidence. All of that is about $125,000 investment so far. So, we introduced the product and started marketing. We're going to build a prototype, which will double as our office in Santiago in February. And there we'll do all the certifications, LEED, ISO, structural, etc. We expect our first contract in July, and in 2013 we'll start expanding, with a possible potential exit about 5 years down the line. For you guys. For us, what we really want is an investment that would allow us to take this to other markets like Africa and Asia, where we think its impact will be really, really huge. We do that with a further investment of $436,000, $100,000 of which is provided by the founding team, and the rest of which is really the prototype, establishing operations, hiring a few people, and really hitting the ground running so we can move fast and start to build as many of these units as possible. Branding and protecting the brand is really very important. And this is the team that's going to do it. Deborah is an architect with 10 years international marketing experience in the design and construction sector. She's also from Brazil, which is a really important market for us. Juliana is a financial manager and an industrial engineer who has a degree in urban law, and whose family, she works for her family, leading the finance department of one of the largest social housing construction companies in Colombia, which is investing $44 billion over the next 3 years. Diego Errázuriz got 6 years experience in project management in Chile among NGOs, the government, and industry, and he's the best connected person that I have ever met anywhere in the world. And I'm a serial entrepreneur. My name is Roman, and I'm passionate about developing outside-the-box ideas and then taking them from concept to reality on time and on budget. And I've done that with the backing of Microsoft, General Electric, NBC Universal, and others. So, to sum up, we bring customizable architecture that gives people a home that they know is theirs because they helped build it and it responds to their needs and they can be proud to live in it. We enter a growing market that invests $140 million every year just in Latin America. And we do that with a fully engaged team that brings the right skills and the right partners to ensure that we go fast and that we reach our targets in order to make as big an impact as possible in this huge problem. And that's Casa Panal. Thank you.